What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another daily Manchester City transfer update. So before I do crack on with today's update, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. I'm going to keep you guys up to date every single day here on YouTube with all the latest City transfer news. You don't want to miss a thing, so do make sure you have subscribed. It is free. Social media links are in the description too if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on today's video. We are aiming for 300 likes, and also don't forget as well to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So we've got no contract news to speak about in today's video. We do have the very latest in the outs, including an update on Farid Alfa-Ruprecht, and it has been confirmed by Manchester Evening News that a £5 million fee has been paid to Manchester City from Bayer Leverkusen for Farid to make that transfer, which has already been done and sorted, completed and announced, but it was previously reported by Fabrizio Romano that a whopping 40% sell-on fee had been included here by Manchester City, which means for whatever Farid would get sold for in the future by Bayer Leverkusen, Manchester City would be getting 40% of that. However, the Manchester Evening News have said that Manchester City have included a 50% sell-on clause, not a 40%, 50%. So it means that Manchester City would get half of whatever Bayer Leverkusen sell Farid Alfa-Ruprecht for in the future. So that's, to me, is a fantastic bit of business there. City get £5 million and they're going to get half of whatever Farid would be sold for in the future as well. And as I said in yesterday's video, and echoing the same thoughts in today's video as well, wishing Farid the very best of look at Bayer Leverkusen and wishing him the very best on the future as well. Now, moving on to the final story of the ounce is an update on Jahmai Simpson-Pusey, and we were speaking more about this the other day, and we know that there's some loan interest, coming in from teams in Scotland, in particular playing in the Scottish Premiership, and also teams playing in the Championship, which is of course the second division here in England, so one division below the Premier League, which is what Manchester City play in. Anyway, it's been reported by CeltsAreHere that Celtic are the team that want to take Manchester City youngster Jahmai Simpson-Pusey on loan for the upcoming season. Now, Manchester City and Celtic do have a fantastic working relationship. We've obviously sent players to Celtic before, and Manchester City and Celtic do kind of get on, unless of course it's Manchester City trying to unsuccessfully negotiate a transfer for Kyogo, which was of course last summer, which never materialised, and his career seems to have dipped a little bit since being linked with them big moves to Manchester City. But anyway, here we are, and Manchester City will very much be thinking about what is best for business when it comes to them, and they're thinking about what is best for business when it comes to obviously improving Simpson-Pusey. And my opinion, I feel like he's needing some regular first team football, a proper football club where he's going to be getting played on a regular basis. And I've said when it comes to this loan, it's all about making sure we're finding a team that's prepared to play him on a consistent basis, whether that be to a top Championship team that can guarantee it, or a team that's going to be finishing maybe towards the bottom of the Championship. And the same in Scotland, if it's going to be a team finishing top like Celtic more than likely will be, or if it's going to be a team finishing towards the bottom of the SPFL. I'm not that overly bothered. I'm just concerned here about game time. I don't want Simpson-Pusey to go to Celtic and then gets no game time there, because it's just a pointless loan. So I feel like he would learn from basically being on the job. He's going to learn from playing on a regular basis. So the question here has to be, how much game time is Simpson-Pusey going to get at Celtic? Because on paper it sounds like a fantastic loan deal, but I do have some reservations about just how much game time he is going to get at Celtic, and a Celtic prepared to give him plenty of game time to aid his progression for Manchester City, or are Celtic going to want some kind of purchase option including, which would then of course be of their benefit to ensure that Simpson-Pusey is getting regular playing time, because if so, they may be able to pick up Simpson-Pusey on a potential permanent transfer at a discounted price. So all depends on what Simpson-Pusey's wanting, what Manchester City are wanting, and which of the interested clubs are going to want to be serious about bringing Jahmai Simpson Simpson-Pusey in. So the big questions here to be answered on that transfer, but interesting that we have had the first team named, which is, of course, Celtic. Now, moving on to the ins, it's all about James Trafford today because he is now at the City Football Academy. He is undertaking his Manchester City medical as we speak. That will be completed, I imagine, at some point this afternoon. He is also expected to sign his Manchester City contract, and it isn't out of the equation that James Trafford could potentially be announced by Manchester City as soon as tonight. I'd say it's more realistic that he's going to get announced at some point tomorrow, maybe even into Wednesday, but at some point James Trafford will be a Manchester City player. Manchester City, of course, have their first team returning back to first team training as of today, so do expect Manchester City's social media team to start posting about the players returning back for pre-season, and they're going to spend the next couple of weeks working on their fitness and making sure that they're nice and sharp, nice and fit, ready for the upcoming Premier League season, and also kick-starting our domestic campaign, and of course into September we'll be kick-starting what I hope to be a very long and prosperous European adventure as well, and that pretty much all starts today. And James Trafford looking like definitely going to be the next player that's going to be a Manchester City player. So the question is that once we've got all these formalities sorted as of today, then from that aspect the transfer is done and dusted. We're just waiting on Manchester City to announce the transfer. So the next question will be, when are Manchester City going to want to announce the signing of James Trafford? As I said, I suspect it's probably not going to be today, but it's not out of the equation that it could well come today. Could Manchester City want to do a nice little teaser of sending out loads of pictures of players returning back for pre-season and just chuck in a little curveball when it comes to James Trafford and a mystery player or something? Or Man City may want to go down the announcement route of saying that this is what's going to be happening, but they didn't do so with Severi Naipan. But Naipan's going to be a player that's going to be loaned out and not around the City first team for the season. Yet James Trafford is going to be around the City first team, and I suspect that City will be treating it like any other transfer, which means there will be a big announcement coming up at some point. So the question is, when is that going to be? Who knows? What we do know is James Trafford, completing his medical today, is at Manchester City's facility completing his medical. He will be signing his contract, and then it's up to the City social media team about sorting out the announcement and when they want to make that public for everybody. Of course, it's information that everybody already knows, and the deal's 99.9% there. We're just waiting for that 0.01%, which is, of course, the official announcement for Manchester City. And, of course, James Trafford going to become Manchester City's sixth summer signing of this window, and I'm not convinced that Man City are done there. When it comes to the incomings, we've still got outgoings to be sorted as well, and working on new contracts, so plenty for me to still speak about on my daily City transfer update. So if you are interested, guys, please do make sure you have subscribed, as I'm going to keep you guys up to date every single day here on YouTube with all the latest City transfer news. Also, don't forget social media links that are in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on today's video. We're aiming for 300 likes, and do get your thoughts as well in the comments below. And religiously, I'll see you again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update, unless of course we do get that announcement of James Trafford. We'll see. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.